Here's one. I actually am not 100% sure on the answer to this one. Hannah, my cat took 4 teaspoons of homemade chicken broth, which had cooked onions in it. She only took the watery part with no solid onions. Is she in danger?
That's a great question. I don't think I would know either. I would guess that it's probably not enough anyway if it's just a small amount of the broth, even though there's onions cooked in it, to cause any issue.
Have you ever seen hemolytic anemia from onions in a cat?
No.
I haven't either, but onions are one of those foods. Onions, garlic can cause hemolytic anemia. But I have to say, something really weird happened, which is one time I did see a dog that developed hemolytic anemia from eating a sauce of some stir-fry dish that they had made, and he licked the residual sauce that had
yes, probably
onions and garlic in it.
Yeah.
And it turned out it was enough in the sauce to put the little guy in emergency, and he needed blood transfusions. It was extremely expensive.
Yeah.
And I never had seen one from the sauce. So I suppose it can happen. And I guess what I would say, take home message is, I personally, even though I work in emergency and people come to us with intoxications all the time, I'm not personally afraid to ever call animal poison control, even as a veterinarian, for a toxicology consultation. In fact, I regularly do it, even for toxins that I feel comfortable with, just as a standard of care, to just run the numbers through their database. A lot of times I feel like they have data that hasn't even been published yet, that's like kind of ahead of the curve. And I feel like I'm always learning something new from them, even dealing with intoxications that I thought I knew all about. So ASPCA Animal Poison Control, I'll put it in the description. ASPCA Animal Poison Control has a hotline. It's like a $75 consultation, but they have...
If you do your annual home again microchip fee or whatever, you get a phone call to poison control included every year. Mm-hmm.
No way.
Yeah. You have to just stay updated with your home again chip, though.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's really useful, because I bet at least once a year your dog will come into contact with something.
Yeah.
Like a food or other household hazard. You wonder if it is poisonous. Cool. Yeah, so it could be
probably worth taking the cat in for blood work.
Yeah, honestly, I think worth making a phone call to poison control.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have probably the exact brand of chicken broth. They'll know exactly all of the ingredients.
Yeah, homemade though.
If you know how much your cat weighs, they plug it into their database. They give you a risk level, like how bad could it be, and they'll give you further instructions, what the possible outcomes are, and if they think that you need to see a veterinarian. And like where I am, to bring them in on emergency is a lot more expensive than making a phone call to poison control.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they come in, a lot of times for something like that, I might still call poison control even if they came in, because would you want to induce vomiting in a pet where there's no risk? So especially like if you have a dog that this happened to, that's a risk for aspiration pneumonia. If you induce vomiting, then that comes with a risk. So I would probably just run it by poison control and see what they think, and then do whatever they say. Cool. Okay.